time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We are live from the road home. It's the Mediathon. We're raising money for an incredible cause. 801-819-7300. People are standing by to take your donations, or simply go to theroadhome.org and hit that donate button. And make sure you tell them you're a Zone listener, because we want to mop the floor with the arrow, for example. Sue Kelly just walked in, and we love Sue 364 days out of the year.
But today she must lose. So please donate. Theroadhome.org, of course, just an amazing cause, and we'll talk about it throughout the show. Let's get to the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, Kyle Whittingham says he is at peace with his decision to step down as Utah's head coach.
I'm a free agent. I'm in the transfer portal. So yeah, it's a different feel. But like I said, I'm at peace, and I did not want to be that guy that overstayed his welcome, and people just saying, hey, when's this guy going to leave? That was not my intention ever, and I hope I didn't do that. I'm sure with some people I did do that, but to me the timing is right.
That was Kyle Whittingham from practice yesterday. DJ, I usually get a kick out of telling people how bad their PR is. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, Whit put on a masterclass yesterday.
He's good at it.
He absolutely is. He put on a PR masterclass yesterday, and that was, I'll put it this way, that was the classy way to sell it. And I don't think we'll ever know what happened behind closed doors and who encouraged who to do what.
Right.
But that was a classy way to handle it. I thought yesterday at practice, without lying, without being fake. He didn't say anything that was untrue in the slightest. And now he probably didn't. In fact, he definitely didn't tell the whole story, good or bad.
Right.
But the message that he put out yesterday was pretty brilliant. It was a classy way to do it.
We could figure out part of the story. Part of it was, out there. And I think we know some of his bigger goals. He wants the program to flourish after he's gone. Most coaches have been there somewhere 20 years and built something or helped build something, because Ron McBride built some of it and Urban built some of it, and obviously Kyle's built the last 20 years of this story. So, and he wants that to continue, and so he needs Morgan there, and he realizes guys are getting opportunities. Kalani came close to Penn State. I think we all assumed Jay would have gotten the head coaching job, and then we all assumed that the next call Kalani would have made for defensive coordinator would have been to Morgan.
Right.
And Penn State's got gobs of money, and so and whether it's USC or Texas or Penn State or what, there are lots of people who have interest over Morgan over time. He's been a defensive coordinator for a decade now.
And a good one.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of top 20 defenses. He's been in 4 conference title games and 2 Rose Bowls. They don't give up many yards. They don't give many points. Opportunities are going to come. He's got to make way for him. It doesn't mean Kyle wants to go. It doesn't mean maybe there weren't difficult conversations with either Morgan or the AD or the president or some combination of all of them. It doesn't mean he was at peace with every step of the process along the way, but he has arrived at a place where I believe him when he says that. Doesn't mean it wasn't awkward or confrontational or whatever other word you want to throw out there along the way. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. And I've talked to people who are close to him, and they got their opinions, and Kyle has people who are so loyal to him. They are fiercely loyal to him, to the point that while I don't think they lie to me, I know they see the truth from their perspective. And that truth's a big ball. You can't see the whole thing from any one place at the same time. You got to walk around it and talk to different people. And it's not necessarily the AD or president's job to make Kyle feel good.
Nope.
It's to make sure the football program stays good. And the worst scenario, and the one I think they've avoided, is where the coach stays a year or two too long. We've all seen that many times. And the person who should have been the successor has moved on and taken another job. Oops. And we all know that story, and they didn't want it to happen here. Now, along the way, that may have led to awkward or difficult or tense moments.
Have you ever, and we can move out on, obviously we're way late. Have you ever overstayed your welcome at a party?
Of course.
You ever look around the living room and realize you're the last person there?
I gotta leave.
Nobody wants to be that guy. No.
Company Christmas party and everyone's gone. What am I doing?
What am I doing here?
They're talking to two people in the corner. You're talking in the corner. You turn around like everybody's left.
Everybody's gone.
I guess we should go. This party's over.
You're talking to one of the hosts. The other one is already
party's
going
over.
off to get their pajamas on.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Number 2, guys, how good is Keyonte George?
No, he's pretty good.
Yeah. We had to send Jamil scrambling for the dumb button on that one.
That drop lives on.
Yeah.
That'll be useful after a Mammoth game, after college football and basketball games. Well done. Thanks for the drop.
There's still more that he needs to do.
There's more that all these guys need to do.
Yeah.
Lowry Markkanen is the most accomplished player on the team, and he's never been in a playoff game. And he's played more regular season games without being in a playoff game than anybody else active in the NBA right now. Everybody on this team still has a lot to prove. But they've also proven some things. And Keyonte's clearly been taking major strides in the right direction this year. Clearly.
My favorite play of his last night was hitting a 3 in LeBron's face and then basically baiting him into fouling and making the shot and making it a 4-point play. I bring that up because
that wasn't the kind of play LeBron made in his prime.
No. Well, Keyonte acts like he belongs. He plays like he belongs. Yeah. And not in an obnoxious Taylor Horton Tucker kind of way. But
just to throw one specific player under the bus.
Not in an annoying THT kind of way. But actually in a productive and confident manner, which I think is a big part of his deal.
Old school, I would say I like the way that Keyonte and Collier attack off the dribble or off the bounce or now put pressure on the rim. But it also it's all the same thing, and the expressions change every few years. But you get the idea. You've got 2 guards now who can have the ball 30 feet from the hoop and can get to the rim in a way that really freaks the defense out. And that's going to create open shots for everybody else.
What's next, Christian?
And number 3, the college football playoff begins tonight.
What are you going to pick, David? TNT or True TV? What are you going to watch? You get your choice. You want the old True TV to watch Oregon at James Madison, or are you going to pick TNT?
TNT.
I just find it funny when they put
the same game on multiple channels.
No, but they put sports on True TV. They do it with the NCAA tournament. If you looked at
I think they're trying to turn True TV into an all-sports kind of product.
I've heard that too. But if you've seen the banana stuff they have on True TV and then this sandwich a football game in there is pretty funny. Well, not that I put that much credit into what Vegas has put out there for a line, but Oregon by 20.5. If James Madison has any pride at all, they'll go out and play tough.
The G5s are in a tough spot. And, I grew up going to San Diego State games. I root for the little guy because I grew up rooting for the Chargers, the Aztecs, and the Padres. And they were all the little guy because right up the freeway 2 hours in L.A., there's the Dodgers winning it all. There's the Lakers winning it all. There's USC football. There's UCLA basketball. That's where Goliath lived, L.A.
Yeah, right.
We were the little guys. We wanted to have a rivalry with Goliath, but they were busy having a rivalry with San Francisco. When they lost to us, they were like, that's amusing.
Right.
We don't even have rivals with you.
They barely even cared.
Yeah. So I'm G5 guy all the way. This is just in my DNA from elementary school. I can't help it. And having said that, the G5s I always thought could compete. And Utah backed it up when they won the Fiesta Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl. Boise State when they beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. Utah when they won again in the Sugar Bowl. TCU when they beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. Those schools had a bunch of big. UCF has done it, right? But just in these last 3 or 4 years,
it's been ugly.
NIL and transfer. You can't put together 3 classes of 2-star Eric Weddle types and build a team that wins the Sugar Bowl with 6 guys who are going straight to the NFL in a couple months. And maybe more who went, but they were freshmen and sophomores and weren't at their peak yet. But you can't do that because now every year you get rated. The Utes, who've now stepped across the line, rated New Mexico, offensive coordinator, quarterback, receiver, running back. The running back got stuck. He didn't star at this level, but the receiver and the QB did, and the OC did. You can't build at the G5 level the way you used to. I think it's going to get harder and harder for them to compete. And the way they're going to get around acing these guys out, which they clearly want to do because they want to share the money, I think they get rid of automatic bids. Even though that's what happens in basketball, men's and women's, and volleyball and soccer and softball and baseball and blah, blah, blah. I think they're just going to have taken the top 16 teams and then they can go, oh, well, you aren't in the top 16. We're not acing anybody out. There's no automatic bid for the Big Ten or the SEC. We just all know the Big Ten and SEC champs are going to end up 1, 2, 3.
David, thank you for sticking around today.
No worries.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
You are the best, and thanks for doing it, especially today here at the
Well, then
Road
I'll stay a few more minutes.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to talk to our friend Patricia coming up right around the corner. She is a presenting sponsor of our Road Home event, and so we're excited to talk to her. Stay tuned. More next, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.